Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing really well, and I hope you've got some time to kind of go over what I will be reading for y'all this year, at least some of it, because I've got a holiday book haul for you, and obviously I'm going to be hopefully getting through most of these, because let's be real, all of us bibliophiles, we love buying books, and then we get so many that we never quite get through the whole TBR pile. I'm gonna try to get through it this year by, unless I'm really in the mood of, I have to read this, nope, I can't think of anything else until I read this. I'm gonna try to go through my TBR bookshelf, and then just start going through the books that I already own, and just alphabetically clearing off my, through my bookshelves, and see what's worth keeping, essentially. But I'll start you off with some random my book haul, which this is actually what I'm reading right now. It's Janet Evanovich, and this is a series that it's Fox and O'Hare, which is one of her, she's got several, series going, and it's a co-authored series. She's done with, I think, 3 different authors now. This time she's co-authoring with Steve Hamilton, and you can definitely tell the difference. Like, it's still got the same characters and kind of the, a similar themed plot, but it's not as funny as when she's done this with, her husband or some of the other people that she's worked with. It makes me smile, but so far it hasn't cracked me up. But you can tell I'm already about halfway through, though that's not saying much. This is the one that's only 305 pages, and I've been on it for about a week. But what this is an FBI agent, Kate O'Hare, has, she caught Nick Fox, who was this massive art thief, and to get out of going to jail, he decided to basically, consult with the FBI and go, well, yeah, if I was going to rob this place, which it sounds like somebody is, this is how I do it, so this is how we catch them. And now, somebody was supposed to rob the Vatican. And they did, but they didn't take the bait that, Interpol and everybody set up for them. They took something else. And as we very quickly find out, the person robbing the Vatican is Nick's dad. So, yeah, we've got all that going on, and it's awesome. I'll give you a full review when I finally finish this book. But, yeah, this is awesome. You'll be hearing about this in probably like 2 weeks, because I'm a little behind on doing book reviews for y'all, but I've got several that I have already finished that I want to tell y'all about. And this one is it's actually a nonfiction, but it's freaking awesome. I mean, I don't know if y'all are into Egypt or mythology, but if you are, Egyptian mythology, this was a Christmas present. And I find, all the ancient mythologies very fascinating, and I just find Egypt fascinating in general. I will never visit. It's not really friendly to us gingers that, can burn in the shade and all the heat. No. But I like watching the movies and reading about it, and this is just really cool. It's Egyptian Mythology, a guide to the gods, goddesses, and traditions of ancient Egypt by Geraldine Pinch. So, it's just, I've kind of scanned through it, and it's not something you read in one sitting. I mean, that's some very small print, so you will probably not actually be getting a review of this, because it's kind of like my, anthologies that I've been reading from the Edgar Allan Poe and Grimm brothers that I have little playlists for y'all where I did read some things out of it. But full-blown, start to finish, finishing it up. I also have a copy of the Egyptian Book of the Dead. I don't know if I will ever get through that in my lifetime, but I will be reading bits and pieces, and so far, it's really cool. So, I hope y'all find that as fascinating as I do. And here's one I bought myself that I was really excited, because I used to love Preston and Child, their Pendergast series, and that's what this is. It's an entry into the Pendergast series. but it got very just pedestrian murder mystery after several books, and so they went back to being a library only kind of read. But I've heard this one, Bloodless, is where it picks back up into their old style, where there's a lot more supernatural that isn't really supernatural. It's just this like niche science that only Pendergast seems to be able to pick up on. Very kind of, think Sherlock Holmes, but modern day in America, even though Pendergast definitely doesn't talk with a normal, like, American-ish accent. He's very upper crust. But, yeah, so I'm excited. This one is supposed to, we have his ward that is back, and it's kind of like a little trilogy within the series, is my understanding, so I managed to find a new discount copy. I think I was on, like, either Book Outlet or Second Sale are my favorite versions of, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this book, so let me try a cheaper one since my library doesn't have it, and if I really love them, then I'm going to start buying, like, full price copies. So I found this on one of those sites for within my I'm not sure about you budget, and I'm really excited, so y'all will be finding out with me whether this is, as good as I have been told, or I've been lied to and I'm still mad at them. And then, like, this is in no order, I just kind of grabbed these off of my shelf. So, yeah, we're going back to Janet Evanovich, this time by herself, and it's a Stephanie Plum novel, which weirdly enough has two titles. It's Fortune and Glory, or as you can see, Tantalizing 27, which means it's the 27th book in the series. And again, I love these books, but they stopped really making me hardcore laugh because they got kind of formulaic. So I started, no longer get the hardcovers, I'll wait for the paperbacks or hit the library. But when you can get a hardback for, under $4, dude, I still know it's going to make me laugh. I'm not really sure exactly what this one is about. I just know it's Stephanie Plum, so there's going to be some mischief, and her car is going to go missing, possibly get blown up. There's going to be some spicy going on, either with Ranger or Reilly, or both, if she still cannot make up her mind which man she wants, and which one wants her for more than just a little fun and some fighting. But yeah, there will be some action, there's some comedy. I hope Grandma Mazur makes a big splash in this, because she is by far my favorite. She's one of those that, if she was my grandma, oh my goodness, no. But reading about her, I love it, and I just realized my nails match the cover on this one. That was totally accident, but I love it, and it's weirdly making me very happy now that I'm, like, looking at this filming and noticing that, so, yay! I might be easily amused sometimes. And then here's a big chunkster that was actually given to me by a coworker, as she ordered some books, again, from Book Outlet. It's a online, like, discount website. You get, sometimes they're used, sometimes they're new. There's just books that, like, didn't sell really well in the stores, so they got the excess and sell them at a reasonable, usually under $5 price. And she prefers more, like, romancy stuff, and they sent her a box of the wrong things, obviously, so she knows I like to read, and our reading styles are very different, so she gave them to me. And this one is, I've read one of the books that she gave me off of that was also by this author, but it was a different series. This is The Curse Workers, which is actually a omnibus has the White Cat, Red Glove, and Black Heart. All three books are in this big bad boy that is, let's see, how chunky is this exactly? Oh, it's got a little sneak peek of something at the back of this. Okay. But the actual book, well, the actual end of the omnibus is 948 pages, though that is some very large print. So I'm going to pretend that's only like 600-ish pages of real reading. Because it's extremely large print, but even 600 pages, that's pretty freaking chunky. So that's going to take me a minute. I will review this if I do in individual books, not wait till I finish all of this. So hopefully this is really awesome. And another one that she gave me that they sent her on accident. I know nothing about this book, but doesn't that look awesome? And come on now, that title, All of Us Villains. Dude, I don't know what this is, but I am really excited to try it. And apparently they got this one from Target and left the sticker on before it went to that website, then ended up with my coworker and then me. So let's see who both of these are, because this is kind of bugging me. I hate when they put the stickers on the front. Like, can't you put that over like the USB on the back so you're not ruining potentially like awesome freaking cover? That's just one of my personal pet peeves. So, but now without that sticker, it looks way cooler. And so this is by Amanda Foody. I have a feeling I'm going to get hungry watching this or reading this and having to nibble. And Christine Lynn Herman. I have never heard of either of these women, but I'm excited to try this because I feel like I've heard something about this, but not enough that it's really sticking in my head of exactly what this is about, but we'll be finding out. Now, this is one I got myself, and mainly I got it because it has Angie Fox. And if y'all don't know, she writes she writes several series, but the first one I found is like Granny Biker Witches, and it's the Accidental Demon Slayer series, and oh, I freaking love them. It's grandmas riding bikes, they got their, loud Harleys and whatnot, all, head-to-toe leather, and, throwing mason jars full of really smelly spells at demons, and a talking Jack Russell Terrier. And so this is it's got Angie Fox, but it also features Kathy Love and Lexi George that I have never heard of. And initially I thought this was part of that Demon Slayer series, but apparently it's an anthology. And I guess they're all kind of that vein, and it's So I Married a Demon Slayer, which, dude, you can't tell me that doesn't sound like this has to be a really fun book. So I'm guessing we got some romance and some action and some demons gonna bite it. So this is just a little tiny paperback, but this should be really fun, and I'm excited to get into this at some point. And if you haven't checked out Angie Fox, I generally find her on Kindle, because I got hooked years ago when the first couple books in her series were Kindle Unlimited freebies. And then I think the first one was just flat out free at one point. And then like, oh, she's on Unlimited. I read as much as I could, or at least what was out at the time. And because she's got that, and there's also a Southern Ghost Hunters series that she does. These other two authors I have never heard of, but I'm excited to try them, and if I like their inclusions as well, I will be seeing what I can find by them. So, hey, let's have some fun. And then this is an author that I actually know, and I am confident that I will like this one. It's Matthew Reilly that I told y'all a bunch about last year, as I found 4 of his books, and I'm trying to get my hands on the last 2 of the Jack West Jr. series, but even the paperbacks are like 20 freaking bucks. Really enough, the hardbacks are cheaper by like $1 or $2, and still way out of my price range at the moment. Because especially since book 3 ended on I want to read the last 2 because they're going to be good, but I'm kind of ticked off at how stupid they think the audience is for what he did for that ending of, yeah, that's not freaking possible. You just did that to keep that character alive, and I'm mad at you. But I want to see how you spin this to try to act like it's plausible. But I ain't paying 20 plus bucks for it to find out, why you think we're so stupid. But this one is Scarecrow Returns. And so for Scarecrow, it's another series by Matthew Reilly. There's the Jack West Jr. series that's basically a 7-book save the world because the Cosmos want to kill us. And then there's Scarecrow, who used to be in the military, still kind of is, but not the same branch. Now he's more of like protect the president kind of deal. But he is freaking awesome. I've read 2 other books in this series, and they were just action-packed, really fun, a little sassy at times, and there's hints of a maybe romance, but it's not like a romance all in your face. Let's get married, because I do not read those. A little romance is one thing. Being the main focus, that bores me and ticks me off. But this is just, I don't know exactly what this specific book is about, but at Scarecrow, there will be battles. There is going to be action. Apparently, there's going to be ice and, maybe helicopters getting into it, because there's definitely some aerodynamics and frozen stuff going on. So I am excited about this one, and ooh, this is chunkier than it looks. They used thin paper. That's 477 pages. It doesn't look that big. So this one might be taking me a while to read. And another one of his, actually, is Matthew Reilly, is The Great Zoo of China, which actually was recommended to me by one of my subscribers. So thank you, Russ. I found a copy of this, and he praised it and warned me about it at the same time. Because actually, I found Matthew Reilly years ago when I was, living in a hotel room looking for a house, because I had just moved here for my dream job, minus the sexist prick manager. But then COVID laughed its butt off at me, and I'm trying to get back into my field. But I read The Temple, where I loved the plot, but his editor needed to smack him up and go, yeah, that is unbelievable. And why the heck did you include, working out a freaking math problem? No joke. The Temple has a page of him working out a math problem to prove that he's pretty sure he can live pulling off this stunt to escape something. Yeah. So that turned me off of him for years till I randomly came across something that I forgot it was, oh wait, that was that author that I didn't like, and it was a Scarecrow novel, and I'm glad I randomly found that years after and had forgotten that I didn't like this author, because I really liked it. Obviously, since now I've got a 3rd book in that series. So this one, it's about a zoo in China, but it's not your typical zoo. It's, there's dragons hidden underneath the zoo that VIPs are going to get to find out about. And, nothing can go wrong with you got a bunch of politicians and rich folks underneath the zoo in China checking out their, experimental dragon program. Right? Yeah. So, this should be freaking awesome. I know that there's going to be some stupidity and bad editing because this is a old book and I was warned about it, but the plot will presumably more than make up for it. So I'm excited to see how the good versus bad balances out. And then I found these 2 on sale. Yay! I remember I started telling y'all end of last year about Jonathan Moeller and his Frostborn series, and that you totally have to go get the, ebook omnibus, because it's got the little prequel short and the first 3 books for 99 cents. I mean, a quarter a book. Dude, you can't beat that. So this is actually books 7 and 8, but this is one of those authors where I said, I've got some authors that I really want to read, but as far as their publishing prices go, they are price prohibitive. Like, these books both were supposed to be like $16. These are brand new, and I managed to catch them both on sale for under $6. I think one was like $5.19 and the other was like $5.30 or something. And yeah, I tried to find them actually in order. The cheapest book that I could find that was non-Kindle, because again, I don't pay a lot for Kindle. I have about 400 books on there that are mostly I've gotten for freebies, or they're little like 99-cent shorts. But I'm one of those, if I can't just quick glance of this is what I've got, I either want to read this one, or this one, and sit there and kind of decide what I'm in the mood for, I will, like, my ADD will kick in, and I will get distracted, and I will never find that book, unless, hey, it happens to be, like, right at the top. So, when you're scrolling through, like, 20-something pages, yeah, my brain is not going to allow me to scan that many to find what I have, so I'm not going to pay for a book that I'm literally never going to read, because I will never remember that I have it. So I've been trying to get physical copies, and the cheapest ones not on sale were $12 for little paperbacks. Some of them were like $24 for a paperback. So, yep, I skipped several books and got 7 and 8, which they do kind of build on each other. And, so far, every book that I've read, he's picked up a new character. So there's going to be characters that I don't know, but they've also been written in a way that, despite not knowing where the heck this one joined the group, you can still follow the story. And it is very much, think Lord of the Rings, but with Aragorn as your main hero. He's leading the troop instead of Gandalf. We have a wizard, we've got a dwarf. So far we haven't got, an elf, because all the elves they've encountered are evil, kind of like the ones in Thor. But I am super excited about these. It's the Gorgon spirit, which I don't know what the heck, but that sounds really freaking cool. And I just wish they printed these in a normal size, because this is a really big book it's hardback size, but it's paperback. And the Broken Mage. So I'm guessing our wizard is going to have a hard time in this book. I don't really know exactly what either of these are about, but for less than half price, I had to have them, because I have loved everything in the series so far. It is very Tolkien-ish, but more accessible than the actual Lord of the Rings. This is more like Hobbit level writing. Very accessible, very nice flowing, really good. So yeah, I might have skipped a few books, but I will totally be reading these and telling you about them throughout the year. So let me know which ones y'all are excited for me to get to, and I hope y'all have a great day and happy reading. Bye!